Along the side of a valley in the Andean Mountains in South America, there is a mysterious cave that has strange structures that we do not quite understand the purpose of. In this world, there are places that we perceive to be lost, forgotten, or having no story with only a recollection of how things were. It's a journey and a leap through time to peer into our ancient past to see how it truly looked like. In Peru, there's a cave called Naupa Iglesia or Naupa Huaca. The ancient Incas had settled here, but it's possible the two structures here tell a different origin story. When you climb up to the top and reach the outside of the cave, you'll see the back of the altar structure that overlooks the valley. As you walk up into this mysterious cave, you'll immediately see that the back of the cave is blocked off. As you turn, you'll see the ancient structure made of andesite rock with modern Inca work off to the side. As I turn the camera quickly to view the back of the cave, I then turn to the false door or altar and then back to the structure that overlooks the valley. While I was there, I took measurements of this false door or altar with my friend Helder from megalithic evidence. We were able to find some impressive 90-degree angles on a couple corners, but other corners were not 90 degrees. Here's a picture of all the measurements that we took of this ancient structure. We can see some measurements showing that perfect 90-degree angle, but the further I measured into the false door, the less accurate it became. This to me looks like there were tools of measurement used while initially cutting this, but it does not appear to be any type of machine to guide its path. It looks handmade. It appears to me that the creators of this altar or false door were precise enough to know how to cut a 90-degree angle and to have the same measurements on the opposing sides in the andesite stone. Although the one big mystery that resides is, how did they cut into the andesite stone when andesite is a 7 on the Mohs scale just like granite? There is a lot of debate over this, but it is possible to chisel or cut away at andesite or granite with a softer stone such as flint or fulgurite, although when this occurs, you'll have blowouts in the stone. This is a close-up photograph of what a blowout in andesite rock looks like. It's a close-up of a block from an andesite wall that has been chiseled by the ancient Incas. As you can see, you will see crater-like circles and shards coming out from the circles, creating the blowouts. It is apparent that no direct chiseling with flint has been used at the site to cut these structures. I brought a field microscope with me and took a closer look at this false door or altar. With a closer look at 30 times and 1,000 times closer with the microscope, you can see the type of stonework that was done. It does look like some type of chiseling was used to cut this out, although while taking a very close look at the layers that do not look like they were cut or chiseled, it appears to look like melted andesite, which is like obsidian. Take another look at another photo of a closer look at one of the top layers on the stone. That's obsidian layered on top of this stone. Andesite is formed under extreme heat and pressure from inside of a volcano or in magma under the Earth's crust. If a mix of quartz, rhyolite, and basalt magma is heated slowly and then cooled over hundreds of thousands of years, it becomes andesite. But you can melt andesite with quick extreme heat and cool it to create this shiny black material over the rock, which is obsidian. Since this was found all over the altar in my microscope, most of it may have worn off or was chiseled away over time. This false door or altar used to be covered with obsidian. It was shiny and glimmering from the sun's reflection while holding a deep black color. And yet, even with this new information, a new question arises. How did the ancient creators melt andesite at such a high heat? Reflection from a golden sun disk? Is this possible? Is this why golden sun disks were important or prevalent in antiquity for the ancient Incas? We need to take a step back and ask ourselves the basic question. What do we actually know what these false doors were used for? From what's historically documented around the world and in Peru, these false doors are said to be altars for mourning the dead. The ancient Incas would place their dead in upright position and have them sit in the altar or false door for ritual purposes. It's said that these structures were actually portals to bring their deceased to the afterlife. Although, why did our ancient ancestors practice this? Where did they get this idea from? It's said that humans bury their dead, but creating portals is a much different and specific ritual. Portals to another location, dimension, or plane of existence? Could it be true that these were specially created to mimic this type of event, or are these repurposed portals created by our ancient ancestors and reused for different purposes? But where could this portal lead to? Could it lead to another one that's alike? One that serves the same purpose? There are false doors all over the world in the most remote and strangest locations. False doors in ancient Greece in a tomb, inside Petra, Jordan, Ramamuru in Peru, Kapilikaya tomb in Turkey, and false doors all over India. To peer into the past, we'll need to investigate the area using the naked eye. We can see at the bottom of this altar or false door, there used to be a platform here. It would have stretched all the way out to the opposite side of the cave wall. It almost appears that the rocks blocking the back of the cave could be pieces of the flooring of this ancient cave. While initially walking up into the cave, you'll notice on the right-hand side another cutout into the andesite rock. A long rectangular cutout used to hold a matching stone up against this wall. The stone may have stretched across the side of the front structure, creating a platform. For this megalithic structure, it's also made out of andesite, which is a very tough stone. It's said that the main purpose of this structure, or altar, was for the living and praying purposes for religious ceremonies. While taking a close look at this stonework, it looks like it was created with precise tools of measurement. I did not record the measurements of this, but I wanted to take a closer look, and I used my microscope on this andesite stone structure. Here are 3 photographs of a small area on this stone structure. One photograph is normal, the middle photograph is a 30 times zoom, and the far right is a 1000 times zoom using the microscope. It's hard to tell, but it may have been chiseled as we can see blowouts in the stone and not some high-powered tool. In a previous video of mine, I stated you cannot cut this without a diamond tip saw or a high-pressure water cutter, which is incorrect. Here's another set of photos taking a closer look at this stone structure. Although, a new question arises after looking at these megalithic stone structures with a microscope. Why were they covered in black obsidian? If the Incas used fire on this andesite rock, it would turn black, but then become brittle enough where it would shatter easily. It could be possible that the ancient trick to cutting andesite rock during antiquity was heating the stone with fire and then slowly chiseling away at it precisely with flint tools. Although, this stone structure has the obsidian melted on. The structure is incredibly tough and cannot break easily. If fire was used, most of the structure would be brittle and would shatter easily. Even trying to smooth the stone after it was heated with fire would cause it to shatter. We can keep investigating further how ancient man was able to create this structure, but we need to peer into the past and try to imagine what this looked like during antiquity. After I've traveled through Peru and Bolivia quite a few times, I've noticed similar stonework, and I've recreated what this ancient megalithic structure may have looked like in the ancient past. While in the ancient megalithic site of Ollantaytambo, there's a very similar stone structure that serves a purpose as a fountain. After studying the layout of the cave and the surrounding area at Naupa Iglesia, I found it to be a part of an ancient water fountain. Another big mystery about this ancient cave is the back of it that is blocked off by multiple blocks of stones. The story goes that the ancient Incas blocked this off to seal a gateway or portal. Who were they sealing an entrance off from, and what type of entrance? The stones cannot be removed due to structural integrity of the cave, and nobody is allowed to go back there. What is actually back there? What are these stones hiding? Could there be something else in the back of the cave behind these rocks? A tomb? Another water fountain? Or other false doors? This entire cave is a mystery, but there must be a way of finding these answers. I had to keep trying to explore it to find them. There must be something above the cave or in the surrounding area, as the mountain originally had water coming from the peak. It's hard to find the water stream because it either dried up or was blocked off from whatever cataclysmic event happened to this cave. I had to travel above the cave to find more. I do not recommend doing this, as this mountainside is very steep with sliding rocks and is very dangerous to take. As I was searching for more clues and climbing this cliffside, there wasn't much to see, just natural rock formations and vegetation everywhere. It's a desolate area with cactuses, flowers, and grass, but it felt that there was some sort of path or clearing. I started to wonder if ancient man has ever walked here where I was walking along this mountainside. There's so much desolate land up here to be able to find any clues to this cave. It was difficult to find something that was worth taking a second look at, until I saw something. I saw a clearing in a dark area. I had to investigate what this was. A top entrance to the cave. It goes down a bit and it seems that you can walk more to the right. Is this another entrance? Is this where the water came into, or is this the back entrance into this mysterious cave? I went to take a closer look at this small and extremely dark entrance, but I didn't dare to enter. After observing from the sky and above the cave, it also became apparent that besides the front water fountain being broken, a giant piece of the cave entrance snapped off. You can see this giant piece sticking out from the ground below the cave. If it was not destroyed, what would it have looked like? Would there be more false doors on this giant boulder sticking out from the mountainside? What type of cataclysmic event occurred to lay this ancient site in ruins? This cave is one of the most mysterious places on Earth. It is not lost or forgotten, but a place having no story with only a recollection of how things were in our ancient past.